Campbell Stadium, and you might as well get used to the sound you're hearing. The Seminole war chant is going full throat. Today, a clash between a couple of ACC rivals in a game that could have big-time implications for the rest of the season. As we'll see, the North Carolina Tar Heels taking on the Florida State Seminoles. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. The Tar Heels will put total leather to crank us up. He'll start the return inside his 5. Not a whole lot of room to operate on that return as the coverage unit was there and ready. So the Florida State Seminoles offense will have the football first. Let's take a quick second to call out some of the impact players their coaches mentioned in meetings this week. Anything you guys heard that really resonated with you?
Yeah, I love when coaches talk about guys that bring it every single day. Like, that we can depend on them. They can get other guys lined up. They're always motivated. They're always being a great teammate. These are the guys that coaches love.
And big-time players make big plays in big games, right? These are the guys that have to play well if they're going to win games like this. It'll be interesting to see what they do today.
And this set of downs gets started from the 33, 1st and 10. Wide receiver comes in motion. Off the play fake on 1st down to throw. A strike downfield. That defense got gashed, but they finally get him to the turf at the 47. Anytime a wide receiver makes a big play like that, images of Peter Warrick start flashing in Seminoles' heads.
And, man, just that time, that era with Bobby Bowden and those offenses, you just think about high-flying, every position, game breakers, and I think of swag, Reese. Just guys that I know I could throw to the outside that had swag that could take it to the house, make big plays.
Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. Just a short pass to the tight end. And that defense is all over that one. No room to run after the catch.
It's so important that this offense is able to stay on schedule. And what that means is keeping 3rd downs manageable. That last completion to the tight end accomplished just that. Really nice play call.
And the Noles come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep this drive moving. He didn't even have a chance to get back to the line. What a job by this defensive front.
That's got to hurt if you're the offense, because you're thinking with this quarterback and his size and his athleticism, that's going to be an easy 1st down pickup on the option play. But how about the physicality up front by this defense, stuffing him at the line of scrimmage?
They punted away on 4th down. And that one will sail out of bounds. No chance for a return there. The Tar Heels offense headed onto the field. Our first look at them today. There's a receiver who's going to draw some attention, Jesse, but really, he's just part of this whole offensive puzzle.
He hasn't been the most consistent guy when it comes to catching the ball for this offense this year, but he has had some big moments. He has had some big games as well. And, David, you know, from a roster standpoint, they're generally not going to overmatch or overwhelm anybody from the receiver spot, but this is a dude that can get it done.
I think that's the biggest point that you made. It's a guy that has the potential to make big plays. And if you're pointing to a guy, he is the one. Talking to coaches, like, they've seen flashes in big moments. They need to see it consistently, and it starts today.
Off the play fake. Rush is on him. And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13.
What a great play by the defensive tackle. Look, sacks aren't just for very athletic, long defensive ends. These D tackles, man, they use their strength. They push linemen back in the pocket, collapse it, come away with the sack.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. Can't make the connection. The pressure there caused the missed timing.
That's why it's so important for this defense to win 1st and 2nd down. You set up 3rd and longs like that, you can show your exotic looks, get the pass rush going, everybody on the back end expecting throw, and that's how you force incompletions and force 4 points.
And the Tar Heels line up to punt it away. 3 and out and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. Fair catch, called for and made. Guys, here comes that Florida State offense back onto the field. That last drive fizzled out, Jesse. They had to punt it.
Yeah, they did. And, David, they're just going to have to do a better job this time around erasing the mental mistakes.
And just trying to solve the defensive riddle, understanding what they're trying to do to you and attack them.
Quarterbacks love the short passing game early in games because it really helps them get into a rhythm. So nice job by the offensive coordinator giving his quarterback an easy throw, something he can see, and something that he knows he can complete.
They go to the ground. He's knocked down a couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, they're trying to get that run play going to the outside, but it's the defensive end who does a great job winning his one-on-one and forcing the negative play.
They'll try to move the chains on this 3rd and long from the 50. Looking downfield, it's Castellanos. Throws for the tight end. Makes the grab. Just what they hoped for on 3rd down as they've got a first at the 32.
When I have all that speed on the field, I got to find a favorable matchup. They're all across the board. Which guy do I know can win? Man-to-man coverage, you can see that guy could win on that play.
The Seminoles have it with a 1st and 10. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Now he's going to break the pocket. There he goes. They'll force him out of bounds after a solid pickup on the play.
Man, this defense has their hands full today because not only do they have to worry about the running backs and not only do they have to worry about the passing game, they've got to worry about this quarterback running the football because of plays like that. Not a huge explosive play, but he showed you the athleticism. He showed you he has the ability to hurt you with his legs.
They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. Grab near the marker. It's McCoy. A quick tackle made, but he's got plenty for the 1st down.
Nice job by the receiver there, running the drag route against zone coverage, finding the soft spot, making it easy on his quarterback to get the completion. He turns it upfield, and he moves the sticks.
The Noles are moving quickly down the field. Red pass, it's complete. The ball is down at the 14 after that grab.
Yeah, and I tell you what, when you stick these fast suckers in the slot, they don't have to be big. But you get those guys that are so quick in the slot, they can get great matchups, and I can get the ball to them quick because they're such dynamic playmakers.
2nd down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Back to pass. Got his man. That running back looks as if he'd be at home in the receiver room with that footwork along the sideline.
Yeah, Reese, this defense is going to have their hands full because this is a complete running back. He's not good just blocking or running with the football, but he can catch it as well.
And the Seminoles are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. Got it in the middle. It's Pittman. He's brought down, but he's got him inside the 10. 1st and goal from the 8. How valuable is a tight end in the red area? Now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
I love it. Find the big fella down in the red area. Big target, works the middle of the field, easier throws. Nice job by this offense, keeping it very simple.
Grabbed in the backfield. It's White. And they're able to force him out of bounds after a short pickup.
The offense trying to throw it there quickly down close to the goal line. Nice job by the defense tackling the catch.
They're lining up in the Wildcat. Let's see what they have dialed up for this one. On the direct snap, it's Williams. He pushes his way down to the 4 as they get closer and closer.
All right, so now you're in this third down situation close to the goal line, and it just feels, David, like they're going to have to throw the football in order to score a touchdown here. I like maybe trying to get the quarterback outside on the perimeter and give him a run-pass option.
I like that, too. Get the quarterback on the move. And here's the thing. If I get close and I get stopped, it's fourth down. Fourth down means
Touchdown, no! Haul that baby in and then stroll into the end zone for the score.
Love the individual effort here by the wide receiver. After he has the ball, able to make people miss. You see the speed as he goes in for the touchdown.
Setting up for the extra point after the first score of the game. And the extra point makes it 7-0. They marched 56 yards to the end zone, and they capped the drive with a 4-yard touchdown pass. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Returner's going to try to see what he can get. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. A lot of work to do as this drive will start from the 16-yard line. Grabbed over the middle. It's Johnson. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker.
Man, you put those slot receivers in there, and here's why you do it. You back them off the football a lot of times, but who's guarding them? A lot of times those are linebackers. Those are safeties. You get those good matchups where you can feature one of your speedsters, and a lot of times good things happen.
From the gun, the running back has it. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
I love when you start bringing linebackers up near the line of scrimmage and you start sending them because those guys have serious speed. They can come catch anybody up and down the line of scrimmage. The linebacker, you could tell, he had a good clue what was going on. He knew it was a run play, fired, pulled the trigger, came downhill, and attacked the running back.
Unloads to the wideout. Got it in the middle, it's Johnson. And the big gain, and they've got it on the 46.
Man, this offense is so dangerous, Reese. They've got dudes all over the field that can make plays. There's a big gainer in the pass game.
You get a chunk of yards like that, now the defense is really on its heels. The Tar Heels have it with a 1st and 10. Lopez to pass. Got his man out of the backfield. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few. That's the end of the quarter, and Florida State has the lead. And after that first quarter, let's see if these guys can get back in the game in the second. After the short completion, let's see if they go back to the air. Back to pass on 2nd down. A little screen to the running back. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Man, on those screen passes, I want those defensive linemen to run right up the field, and I want to throw it right over their head where I got some space and I can get my running back going. That is the opposite of what happened right there. There was no space. He couldn't even get going.
They're bringing the chop. They're bringing the noise on 3rd down at the dope. He'll off one deep down the left side. And they couldn't connect on the deep shot. Let's see if things get worse. There's a flag on the field. Which way is this going to go?
And the defender just way too handsy on that last play. You could see all the contact as the ball was in the air. He simply can't do it, and the referee's caught.
Can't make the connection, and the defense defense putting on the heat and forcing the incompletion.
In football, you hear the term quick but don't hurt. And you can tell when you run these RPOs, the QBs want to make that decision quick. And I think he hurried it a little bit too much. Got the ball out quick, but obviously was inaccurate with his pass.
So now it's 2nd and long. They'll go to the ground. Snowed under right at the line of scrimmage from no gain on the play.
If you're going to stop the run game, you better be physical up front on the defensive line. They've got some maulers. They've got some dudes with bad intentions. Nice play there.
Better find the earplugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on 3rd down. Lopez wants to fire. Looking down the middle. He's got an open man. They make the stop at the 5-yard line, but they've got it 1st and goal.
I really like this offense staying aggressive. They were in field goal range, but nice job on 3rd down. Forget that. Let's go get the 1st down. Let's throw the football. Nice read, nice catch. Now set up with a 1st and goal situation.
They'll keep it on the ground for 1st and goal. He steps and powers and works his way. They finally get him down at the 2.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
On 2nd and goal, he gets another chance. Knocked down behind the line of scrimmage, he'll lose a yard.
And with the stuff there, Jesse, on 2nd down, this little 3rd to mid-range, you got 2 downs. What are you thinking here?
Maybe getting your quarterback out on the perimeter and giving him a run-pass option. See if you can get the defense in a bind.
On 3rd and goal, you can't hear yourself thinking here. Here's a heat. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Tar Heels. He didn't see anyone open. Said, no problem. I'll take care of it myself.
Yeah, I've been there before. Been there, done that. Not my first rodeo. I've been in this kind of situation. Down by the goal line, I'm getting outside, and I'm taking it in myself.
Setting up for the extra point and the top. And they did tack on the extra point. A 69-yard touchdown drive and close the deal with a 3-yard touchdown run. They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. Let's see what he can do with the return. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. Okay, guys, the Florida State offense returns to the field. Caught in the backfield. It's Pittman. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few.
Oh, that just really nice catch by the big tight end, throwing those mitts up there, catching the football.
They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Back to throw, it's Castellanos. Slings it downfield. Hauls it in. The junior making a clutch play and turning in a big catch.
That's a really good-looking throw there. And I think about back in my day playing for the Gators, we were known as having this high-octane passing attack with Steve Spurrier. But every time we played the Seminoles and Chris Swanky, who, of course, would go on to win a Heisman Trophy, we knew that we were going to have to be executing at a high level. This guy right here, when he gets going and he gets into a groove, he just does not miss. He is able to light up the scoreboard for the Seminoles.
Didn't pick up a lot there, moved it forward just a few.
I love this defense's ability to fight off blocks and rally to the football. They do such a great job pursuing that wide receiver screen to only allow a minimal gain and no first down.
Well, will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? He'll keep it himself. And they're able to shove him to the turf as they stop him for a short gain.
as an offense, you're okay with that. You're going to run option plays, and sometimes you're going to bust it big, but sometimes you don't necessarily read it correctly, get some positive yards, and then we come back and we do it all over again with different reads against the different defense.
They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Got his man to the left. Brought down at the 20-yard line after ripping off the big play.
And this defense is going to have their hands full because they're going to need to be comfortable with guys one-on-one on islands in the perimeter of the field. And they're just going to have to make better plays than what we saw right there. They knew this offense was going to try to be aggressive. Got to need better effort in the back end for this defense moving forward.
Quarterback on the keeper. A solid pickup there before the defense is able to make the stop.
Nice job there by the QB on the zone read because he's watching the D lineman and he knows he has to keep the football, and then right away takes it upfield to get some positive yards.
And here comes the offense on 2nd down. Dropping back, it's Castellanos. Safe completion on the screen. Got enough space. And he strides his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Seminoles.
When you run these screen plays, you're trying to get your playmaker the ball in space, and what a great job. They get it to the running back. But look at the blocks out in front. Everybody paving the way, creating some space, and then he's got so much speed, he can take care of the rest. Really, really nice screen pass.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. They put together an 81-yard drive, and they close the deal with a 16-yard throw for the touchdown. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. North Carolina has it back, and the Tar Heels so pleased to send the offense back out. They find themselves trailing by a touchdown and a chance on this drive to even the score. Grabbed behind the line, it's Johnson. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. And he is just engulfed at the line by this giant defensive tackle.
You want to end the play quickly, get in the backfield that fast, get to the guy, and get him on the ground. Nice job penetrating right from the snap, getting off the ball so quick, penetrating the backfield and making something happen.
Lopez to pass. Looking left. That's caught. It's Culliver. Finally forced out of bounds. Maybe a step shy of midfield. They'll mark it at the 49.
There's a reason 3rd down is called the money down. What a great find by the quarterback. Great job finding his receiver. At the end of the game, you look at 3rd down percentages. It tells a huge story, and it goes a long way in deciding who wins a football game.
Off the play fake on 1st down. Trying to make magic on the scramble. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
He was trying to push it downfield. He was looking for a receiver, trying to make a play. You could tell the pressure started to get to him a little bit. Nowhere to go with the football, and just fights back to the line of scrimmage.
Backed up now. Here's 2nd and long. Looking to fire. Right down the middle. Just missed on the connection. Incomplete.
But how loud is it in this building? This is crazy. These fans are going absolutely nuts. And I used to love when the fans got involved, and I'm on defense, because it messes with the snap count, it messes with the communication, and it can really rattle an offense.
A cacophony of noise, debilitating surround sound, the war chant on 3rd down at the dope. Finds his tight end. Still running at the 40. All the way down to the 27-yard line before they get him out of bounds, and this offense is threatening. And the Tar Heels come to the line with a new set of downs. Here's the handoff. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
Yeah, when you get penetration by that defense right away, and there's no way to cut at all for that back, he gets destroyed right away. No way that play was going to be successful. Way too much penetration.
The Tar Heels with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Lopez wants to fire. Working that wide receiver screen. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain.
Defense, man, it helps you a lot when you can be a linebacker or a corner or some safety, anybody, and you see the QB throw the football. Now I can break on the football right away and limit gains like right here on this play.
Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on third down. That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up fourth down.
I know one of the things this defense really prides themselves on is being physical, and early in this game, putting a big hit on a guy that's already had a couple catches in this game, that's a good omen for the defense.
Now on fourth down, they'll try to come away with 3. This whole play is going to see if this kicker can operate in a sea of noise.
Man, so many more times we're going to say, go for it, be aggressive. Nice to have a guy you can depend on, and you know you're putting 3 on the board. Nice kick, nice job.
So the kickoff team is out there ready to boot it away after putting up a field goal. Let's see what the defense can do. On the move from inside is 5. And they'll get him on the ground as the offense comes out to start the next drive. We'll see them really hit the speed button on the tempo here in the final minute of the first half. They'll run it from the gun. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7. The offense will quickly use a timeout.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground, take away that run game, make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
The short hands, it's White. They'll guide him out of bounds down at the 25-yard line.
Really nice timing on that out route there. Good anticipation by the QB, getting it out on time. And how about the receiver securing the catch, tapping the toes before he went out of bounds?
And the Seminoles come to the line trying to find a way to convert on 3rd and very short. They'll try to pick it up on the ground. Got room at the 35. Gets it to the 46-yard line. First down for this offense.
Well, in a short yardage situation, they pull off an explosive play. And how about the blocking up front? Everybody getting a big-time push.
Yeah, and those 3rd and shorts, defense plays aggressive, loads the box. One guy misses, and it ends up being a big gain. Nice play by this offense.
Sweet cut there. Really nice pickup on that one as they get it to the 36. It'll be first down. The offense calls a timeout to stop the clock. They've got it at the 36 on 1st and 10. Dropping back, it's Castellanos. That's caught. It's Robinson. Ripping off a good chunk inside the 25, and they're set up with a first down.
My goodness, this offense has got it rolling. They might put up a 50-burger. This defense, they don't have any answers right now. They're going to have to figure something out.
Inside the 25, they'll snap it from the 24. First down. Back in motion, try to clear the picture. Looking to throw on first down. Catch in the middle, it's Williams. That one takes it down to the 13-yard line. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. And they'll send out the field goal unit. And this one is perfect. Now up by by 7 points here in the second.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
That late in the half field goal always gives you a little boost going to the locker room, and they'll need to finish off these final few seconds and not allow them to answer. Here he comes from inside his own 5. They finally make the stop, but that one will make those halftime stats look a little nicer as we head to the break. We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
All right, guys, looks like we've got a great one in Tallahassee going on. And a lot of coaches will say limiting the big plays and maybe hitting on a few yourself is key. But I'm more of a move the chains guy. Give me efficiency every day of the week and twice on Saturday. The offensive unit that subscribes to the less is more philosophy might be the one that leaves here today with a big fat W. And with that, let's send it back to our guys at Bobby Bowden Field.
The Seminoles will try to kick this one deep to get things underway in the second half. And he takes this from inside the 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. The North Carolina offense returns to the field. Maybe adjustments or attitude adjustments, but they've got to find a way to run the ball at least some here in the second half.
I do think you said something that's important. I think running the football is an attitude. Like, it starts with the offensive lineman and being physical, having a nasty attitude. Running back, same thing. I think they need more of that in the second half.
You know, and I think then if you're this defense, you have an opportunity to make a statement here. Yeah, I know you guys won it at halftime, and you riled yourselves up, and you told yourself that you think you can run the ball on us. On this very first drive, we're going to prove to you, just like in the first 30 minutes, you cannot.
Looking to scramble. And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15.
But we've seen this offense struggle early in this game, protecting the quarterback. They went in at halftime, thought they'd made the right adjustments, but it's not looking like it right now. They're still having issues keeping this guy standing up straight up front. They're just getting beat across the board.
Chains keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, a check down would be the last resort. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. And the Tar Heels will send out the punt unit. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. From midfield, looking for room. And you make the stop, and that is exactly what you want out of your punt cover unit. The Seminoles have it back. They'll try to get that offensive spear flaming. They'll try the right side. Got the first down and more. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks.
How nice is it in an offense when you can generate explosive plays by running the football? You got to force feed this guy, man. He is an absolute game changer.
The Seminoles, after ripping off that huge run, let's see if they can do it again. Right back to the well. Pulled down at the 11-yard line as they inch closer and closer to pay dirt.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
Motion from the wide receiver. The play action fake. Going for 6. Knocked away, incomplete, and quarters get tight in the red zone.
Yeah, and great job by the linebacker understanding what to do in zone coverage. I drop, I take my steps. When that quarterback's feet get set, my feet get set. I break on the football. Nice break. Way to go break that up and swat it down.
Boy, they'd love to pick up this conversion and go to work with a 1st and goal. To the air, it's Castellanos. Looking for the score. And it'll be intercepted in the end zone. And he'll be marked down, but what a play to come up with that interception.
And what a great job by the defense that time. Cover one, man coverage. And did you see how everybody was impressed? When you press receivers, you disrupt their timing. You get your hands on them at the line of scrimmage. You jam them. And it completely disrupts the quarterback and his thought process. And that time, that was a big reason that ball got INT'd.
North Carolina has it back, and the Tar Heels so pleased to send the offense back out. They didn't get much done the last time they had it. Had to punt it away from... Breaks into the open. Big pickup on the ground here to keep this drive moving and give them a 1st down.
Another tough run for this offense, and I think a big reason why they're down on the scoreboard right now is they just haven't been able to get this guy going. They've tried to give him the ball a lot. It just hasn't paid off, but you get the feeling, too, if they are going to crawl back in this one, they need him to break one off, and it just takes one play for this guy. Don't be impatient. You got to keep getting...
Into the secondary on the right. We've seen this from this sophomore, so dangerous after he makes the grab.
How nice is it as a quarterback when you don't have to throw post routes to get great stats? No, I can just throw it quickly to one of the fastest players in the entire nation and let him burn this defense.
The Tar Heels come to the line after ripping off that huge gain on the ground, trying to keep it going. Out of the gun, the running back has it.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. Lopez to pass. Makes the grab. And they get to him and knock him down to prevent a big gain.
Man, the offense got away with one there. That was supposed to be a running back screen. Instead, the quarterback threw it somewhere else. And with all the offensive line running way down the field, they're lucky that wasn't a penalty.
They're bringing the chop. They're bringing the noise on 3rd down at the Dome. He'll do it himself. He's got enough to move the chains, and they'll spot it at the 47.
And I feel like the option is a play that this guy can run in his sleep. He's constantly making the right decision, so I love it here. 3rd down, you're putting it on him to do the right thing. He had to keep the football there. The defense took everybody else away. It was open for him, so he's able to just pick up enough to keep this drive moving, keep the sticks rolling.
He's going to lose a yard on that one.
Defense is about firing off, hitting the offensive guys, and staying in your gaps. Everybody knowing where they're supposed to be. You could tell the defense, everyone was right where they're supposed to be, nowhere to run.
After that last loss, it's 2nd and 12. Off play action. Here's the pressure. And the defense picks up a sack, getting the quarterback down at the 44.
And if this offense wants to get back in the football game, it starts up front. Like, they've got to do a better job of protecting their quarterback. A 3rd down and long situation coming up, they'll have another opportunity. They got to keep their quarterback up.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. 3rd and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. And the pressure is coming in, and they get him again.
The offense just set themselves up in a bad situation in this one. 2nd and 3rd and long, there's not a lot of guesswork. Defense knows they're throwing the football, and you can tell in that pass rush, man, they were coming.
Will bring the punt team onto the field. They'll get down and put a stop to the return at about the 28-yard line. All right, guys, here comes the Florida State offense onto the field. He'll pull it on the read. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
Quarterbacks generally, guys, we know, they're not as big and not as physical runners as running backs. So it is going to be trickier for them to break tackles. I like the idea of getting the design quarterback run game going. But moving forward, let's see if we can get him out to the perimeter.
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Looking to pass. It's Castellanos. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact on the play, but no flags. It'll be 3rd down.
My job is to make sure that ball comes loose. And I got to go through that guy, use my shoulder pad, drive my feet, really be physical. Because if he bobbles it at all, or as soon as his hand gets to the ball, you can tell the difference when that body jerks forward and that ball starts to come loose and pop out.
On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Sweet throw and catch along the sideline. It's enough for the 1st down.
Well, the defense just...
And wait just a second. The official's going to take a second look at this one. And they take another look at the play, but the officials on the field were right, and the play will stand. The inside handoff. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Boy, there wasn't much room to wiggle for that running back there.
None at all. Great job by the defense getting in the backfield quickly, closing up all the holes, nowhere to run.
Got stuffed on 1st down. It's 2nd and 10. Wants to go up top. Throws to the wideout. Got him downfield. All down at the 39-yard line, but he's got 15 yards on the play and a fresh set of downs.
Nice catch there. I'll tell you, the Seminole passing attack has come a long way over the years. When I was playing against them back in the day, they were in the I formation every single play. Maybe it was play action. Maybe it was a shot play to the perimeter of the field. Now, they've got guys running all different kinds of routes, playing at different tempos, lining the ball over the field. This dude is a guy you just have to know where he is every single snap.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. But how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
Looking to throw, it's Castellanos. That's caught. It's Pittman. Turning it on. Inside the 20-yard line. Pushed out at the 18, and they're in business.
Man, we're seeing the tight end used more and more in the passing game. You see him moving inside. You see him moving outside. You see him moving in the box to block people. So here they put him in the slot and just have a nice little pitch and catch session.
And the Noles will have it 1st and 10. The give is to Williams. Pulled down at the 11-yard line as they inch closer and closer to Pater. Going to work on 2nd down in the red zone, and still some ground to cover to pick up that 1st down. They'll go to the counter. They get him on the ground, and that'll be the final play of this 3rd period. And you want to talk about his favorite receiver, it might be everybody based on the number of guys getting touches and a chance to show off their hands in the passing game. Here comes the 4th. Time to see who steps up, who makes the winning plays to take home that W. Starting off this quarter close enough to smell the goal line. Keeping it on the ground on 1st and goal. He pushes it forward all the way to the 2-yard line. Now the offense tries to punch it in on 2nd and goal. Trying to pound their way in. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Florida State.
And man, a lot lot of times late in games, you see offenses, they get very conservative, very predictable, and then they leave it in the hands of their defense. I like this execution, man. The offense continues to do what they do, and they take the 2-score lead in the fourth quarter, everything going in their direction.
Ready to try the point after. And the extra point is true, and they have a 2-touchdown lead, up 14 in the fourth. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Looks like he's going to try to return it. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. The North Carolina offense returns to the field. That last drive won't go on the highlight reel after ending in a punt. They'd like to be more productive this time, David.
And I think this offense has to be a little bit more balanced. Find a little balance between the run, Jesse, and working in that pass.
And I think, too, David, it's just going to take a spark. It just takes one play to get this thing picked up and going.
Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Lopez wants to fire. Pressure coming. Pulls it in. It's Hall. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down.
Well, and here's the problem offensively. Because you're trailing by so much so late in the game, the defense now is going to be playing big zone coverages, and they're going to allow you to throw the ball underneath in the middle of the field, rally to make a tackle, and bleed the clock. It's going to be hard now for this offense to claw their way back in this one.
From the gun on 3rd down. Quickly complete. He steps out of bounds, but he's got enough for a first down. They absolutely had to have that 3rd down to keep any glimmer of hope alive.
And defensively, that's exactly what I want. Make you get to 3rd down. The clock is your enemy. Multiple possession lead. That is right where I want this offense.
To the air on 1st down. Fires to the wideout. They've avoided the interception all day, but they're lucky to get that one back here late. It'll be 2nd down.
And man, did the defense just miss an opportunity that they could have turned the lights out with the lead, get the football back here. Missed opportunity. Maybe this offense now can take advantage and swing some momentum in this football game.
They'll send the back in motion. Couldn't connect on 1st down, now back to the air. He's there to make the stop, and they threw it in reverse, losing yardage on that play.
And listen, if I'm the quarterback, I'm trying to dump the ball off to my playmaker and make this a manageable 3rd down, get something positive. But how about the defense just reacting so fast, getting to the running back, and getting that sucker on the ground in the open field?
On 3rd and long, he'll need to push it downfield. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers.
Yeah, and I think you know the situation as a defender, and you know you're up by a score, and you know exactly what's going on with the offense. They got to make some big plays here in the fourth quarter. Nice job playing the deep ball, staying deep, and not giving up the big play.
On 4th down, he'll try to toss it. He's not afraid to go deep. Oh, it's picked off. Oh, at the worst possible time.
And that's a really good job by the defense, understanding the situation of football. It's 4th down. It's late in the game. You got a multi-possession lead. Take away all the deep stuff. Make them force the football into coverage. They do, and they stamp this game.
Guys, here comes that Florida State offense back onto the field. Man, what a drive last time for the touchdown. That passing attack was lethal, David.
Yeah, and you know, you hear all these stupid commentators like me and Jesse talking about create balance, run and pass. No, when you throw that good, spin the ball around.
So the defense has to find a way to affect the quarterback on this drive, because last drive he had way too much time to throw.
A negative play to open the drive. Let's see what they've got on 2nd and 14. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. It'll be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
On 3rd and long, you'll have to turn it loose deep. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch.
It's so nice when you know it's 3rd and long, you know a pass is coming, you worked on it all week, get your feet set at the sticks, understand that quarterback's got to be rushed, get him off of his spot. Nice execution by this defense.
The Seminoles will line up to punt it away. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Couldn't get away from that cover team, and they've got him down at the 23. North Carolina has it back, and the Tar Heels so pleased to send the offense back out. Lopez to pass. Under fire. And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15.
And there's no mystery as to why this team's losing today. They've given up 5 sacks. They cannot keep their quarterback upright. And you just saw another example of it right there. He has never been able to get into rhythm throwing the football.
The Tar Heels trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Going to swing it on 2nd down. He tosses one high and deep down the left side. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers.
You know, I feel for this offense, if they're going to get back in the game, I don't know if they're going to be able to do it with chunk plays. They're going to have to be methodical and generate some 1st downs and march down the field.
A cacophony of noise, debilitating surround sound, the war chant on 3rd down at the dope. He's looking downfield to throw. He's going to run it with the catch. It's Shipp.
And the most important thing is the clock ticking for this defense, but you get a stop right here on 4th down, and this ball game is over. So one big stop, and you end this thing.
Down in the 4th quarter, it's too late for empty possessions. They'll go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Catches it past the sticks and still on his feet. Taken out of bounds after a good pickup there. They're in striking distance at the 37.
And that is a backbreaker if you're on defense. On 4th down, the opponent's throwing for it. Not only do you give up the 1st down, but you give up an explosive play. And all of a sudden now, you're reeling a little bit defensively.
Finally, some signs of life from this offense, which has done nothing in the 2nd half. It's 1st and 10. Just too much juice on that one as he airmails his receiver out of bounds.
Well, this defense knew coming in they were going to see some RPO and they were going to see some quick game. A nice job there taking the throw away from the quarterback.
Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. Lopez wants to fire. He's got him this time.
And I think this receiver's forte is his route running. He's a guy that can line up all over the field, but it's not just catching post routes he goes. This guy can run shallows, he can run slants, he can run the option routes and find soft spots in the defense. This guy really has all the routes in his toolbox.
And the Tar Heels are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. He'll go to the sneak.
3rd and 1, everyone knows it's coming, but the quarterback sneak is so hard to stop. They just got to get 1 yard. Nice job by the offensive line.
Well, a really good push by his center on that last play, making it easy for his quarterback to just tuck the football, belly it, get low, and drive your legs.
The Tar Heels have this offense rolling. From the gun, they'll try the middle.
Defense came into this one knowing they were going to see some tempo. They've got to get the call from the sidelines, get it communicated, get lined up.
After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. Back to pass. Got out of trouble, got rid of it. Snagged in the middle. It's Johnson. He was working his way toward that goal line. They'll stop him at the 2 after the big play up top. They flexed out that tight end a little bit, and you know the tight end's always open.
Always open. Quarterback's best friend. And this guy's a problem, Reese. He's a matchup problem because he's too big for DBs to cover, and he's too fast for linebackers to cover. He's showing you his athleticism there.
Pocket breaking down. And that defense gets to him, and down he goes at the 9.
And I'll tell you what, when you get inside the 3, I think your tendency is to run the football, run the football, run the football. The offense, try to change it up a little bit, maybe try to throw it. I don't like it, and obviously it didn't work, but at least you got a few more downs here to try to make up for it.
Lopez to pass. Quarterback moving out of the pocket. And you race it to the house. Touchdown, UNC! So they get that score that they so desperately needed, and now they've got a chance to pull this one out.
Defense has got to give them a chance. The defense needs to get the ball back to them quickly so they can march down the field and try and score and narrow the gap again. This offense, they have the playmakers to come back and win this football game. They're going to need some help from the defense.
Lining up for the PAT. And it's up and good as they draw just a touch closer.
That makes the score Florida State 24, North Carolina 17.
They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. On the run from inside his own 5. Good job by the coverage unit to put a stop to that return. Okay, guys, the Florida State offense returns to the field. After that last scoring drive, old Uncle Mo has switched sidelines, and now they'll try to get it back while they're clinging to this lead. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. Looking to fire. Unloads to the wideout. Makes the catch. It's White. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the first down. The defense uses their second timeout of the half as they try to get their act together. He'll keep it himself. Got enough for the first down and wants more. He got loose, almost housed it, finally dragged down to the 32. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. They'll run it. They want to take their time here. Stop behind the line. He'll lose a yard.
And after that negative play on offense with the lead late in the game, I think there's still ways that you can be creative and run the football, but not be so obvious. So zone read type plays, fake dives and pitches to the running back to get him outside, jet sweeps. You can find other ways to keep the clock moving, even though the defense knows you're going to run it.
Might as well keep pounding that rock at this point in the game, even though it's 2nd and 12. Toss to the outside. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play.
Yeah, and not a surprise by this offense, right? This is a game management type situation. I want to run the football. I want to run the clock. The clock is my friend with the lead late in the 4th quarter, inside of a minute. I'm going to keep this ground game going and make you have to look at that clock continue to tick.
On 3rd and long, no secret what he needs here. Wide open downfield. They'll make the stop, but that first down ought to ice it, and they should be able to kneel this one out.
When we see another catch by this guy, this defense is going to need to do a better job of tackling the catch. In coverage, I know they want to slap the ball away, but if you can't do it and force the incompletion, you've got to at least make sure you're able to drag him down to the ground as soon as he catches the ball.
And the offense is content with where it is. They'll take a knee.